How are you? Good. Okay.
Stressed.
Stressed.
I'm speaking for them.
Welcome to my world. My name is Bassey Ikpi. I'm a poet, writer, and a mental health advocate. I use my writing to help educate people on mental health and to help erase the stigmas that are attached to it. I was diagnosed with bipolar II disorder in 2004 while I was on tour with the Broadway cast of Def Poetry Jam. Who here has heard of Def Poetry Jam? Yes, I was a featured cast member, and while I was on tour, I had a breakdown. What's interesting about my breakdown is that I've been having symptoms of mental illness for most of my life, but was unaware of what was going on. I dropped out of college my senior year last semester. I think I had half a semester left to go, and I just up and moved to New York on a whim, on a weekend. I was going to go visit somebody for a couple of days and ended up staying for 7.5 years. Bipolar II disorder is the less dangerous, I guess, the lesser known of the two bipolars. Bipolar I, which is often called man depression. You have, in bipolar I, you have the mania, and then you have the depression. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 1 being depression, and 10 would be mania. Those who exhibit symptoms of mania, they range anything from just going completely, acting out of character. There have been reports of people who just, driving in the car, take their clothes off and just run around. And then there's bipolar II, which is what I have. And there's hypomania. Hypomania is for the longest time, you think it's more your personality than anything else. You think that, you're bubbly and you're always awake and you're always ready to party and you're always out there and you're always smiling, you're always partying and you're always, all these things. And people think, wow, Bassey's just so outgoing and Bassey's so hyper and Bassey's always awake and she's never sleeping. And I was like that for years until I crashed. And what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to read a chapter from my book called Too Cute to Be Crazy, All That Bipolar II. And this is a chapter called Beauty in the Breakdown. My face is wet again. These days the tears appear so quietly that I don't even realize the leak until my face is drenched. I've learned to be silent. I don't know how long I've been lying here. I remember letting room service in after rehearsal. The untouched tray of fruit and pitcher of water is a few inches from my head. The ice cubes have long melted and I watch the condensation trace a pattern down the glass. I don't know how long I've been lying here, but the sky outside the hotel window is black, starless. I know it's time to leave. I'm dreading the cold of Chicago's January wrapping itself around my face, but call time is 7 and I can't be late again. I close my eyes for a second and feel the ruffle of the carpet against my cheek. I want to rub my face raw, scar my cheek, give them a reason to tell me I can't go on tonight. I want someone to say, you're too ugly. Nobody wants to see you on stage like that. But I'm too numb and exhausted to do the work that carpet burn would require. You've got to get up, boss. I haven't spoken in hours and my voice startles me a bit. I forgot for a moment that I sound like this now, hollow, empty. I sit up and survey the hotel room. We're supposed to be in Chicago for 7 days. I've unpacked and stuffed my clothes in drawers and on hangers in the closet. I'm not sure why I pack so much. All I ever wear when I'm off stage are these faded black sweatpants and this purple Kansas State hoodie. My eyes fall on the clock, 6:50. Fuck, I have 10 minutes to get to my dressing room. I stand up and the room swarms toward me. I grab my gold bag and hotel keys from the desk, stuff my bare feet into a pair of flip-flops. I take another survey of my hotel room, the dark, starless sky, and think quickly about something that would force me to stay here. I have nothing. In the lobby of the hotel, I see a few of my cast members milling about. I pull my hoodie tighter around my face and walk quickly past them. I know they see me. I can feel their eyes stabbing my flesh to the fleece that covers me. I know they whisper about how weird I've been acting. They think I'm stuck up now. I don't care. The Chicago wind attacks me, reminding me that I've forgotten my coat and I'm wearing flip-flops during a Chi-Town winter. The cold pierces my skin and takes hold of my bones. It helps me feel a little bit more alive, so I welcome it. Resist the urge to remove the sweatshirt and allow the wind better access to my flesh. A woman passes me and offers me a smile I can't use. Head down, I hurry towards the theater. I should have stayed in the hotel. I should have called Alice and told her that I wasn't feeling well and I was too sick to go on. Alice was the stage manager. She had been with us from Edinburgh and through these cluster of states and cities once we returned to the U.S. She was beautiful, the color of stucco in sunshine. Her hair, a thick lion's mane of locks, gray, cascading down her back. In Atlanta, she called me into her hotel room. I remember staring at her lineless face, wondering if I could make it to 60, and if I did, would I allow myself to be beautiful. I wanted to reach out and touch her face, see if she was real or she would also feel like something my brain created to survive. Are you okay, she asked, startling me out of my tight, vacant smile. No, but I nodded. I saw her surveying the way my clothes hung on me like disappointment. I didn't want any more questions, so I told her about my breakup with Kevin, even allowed myself to cry for her. She didn't need to know that it was a year ago, months before Scotland. It's easier to explain a broken heart. I don't know how to tell her my brain is broken. About the days awake, the hotel floors that I've soaked with my salt. I don't know how to tell anybody this. Alice allowed me my story. I knew she didn't believe me because as I was leaving, she offered, "It doesn't have to be like this." I stared at her face until it became blurry and melted away. Yes, I know. I don't recognize this person in the mirror. I make faces across from me, twisting my features into a grotesque, contorted mask. I exhale and puff my cheeks out. My face is thin, my cheekbones so prominent and sharp they could cut cocaine. I'm not sure how makeup can fix this. I'll start with the dark circles under my eyes. I open the small bag on the counter and pull out a makeup wedge and liquid foundation. I wait for the white sponge to get soaked with brown before I dab at my face, attempting to hide the ugly bits. I've smeared brown across my forehead, my nose, under my eyes, and across my chin. It looks like war paint, if the war was being fought at a mat counter. I feel something rise from the base of my throat. I hold my breath, close my eyes, and count until it passes. No time for tears. Curtain is at 8, and I still need to get refitted for my costume. Nobody can see the tears. I've smoothed out the foundation and started carefully applying my lip liner when there's a knock on my door. I ignore it, pretend I don't hear it. I can't deal with anyone right now. I have curtain at 8. There's a louder knock and I hear, "Bassey, it's Denise. I have your stage clothes." I throw a come in over my shoulder and get back to my lips. Denise, former Alvin Ailey dancer turned costumer, enters slowly. She was tall and elegant, the kind of woman I could usually find myself drawn to. She was all fire and sass and southern cliche. Despite that, she was not my favorite person. We had a blowout at our first LA show because of my size. She was always trying to put me in short skirts and midriff-bearing tops. I told her over and over that I'm not comfortable on stage like that. If I'm not comfortable, I can't perform. She put me on stage barefoot for one of our earlier shows, wearing a tattered skirt. I looked like a runaway slave. I ended up picking out most of my own clothes for the tour. I had the director stand on my side. He treats me like one of his daughters, and he agreed I could wear jeans. Horrible, tacky, baby fat stretch jeans with jeans nonetheless. Denise was always trying to put inserts into an already padded bra. I get it, I'm flat-chested, but I refused. Every night she'd bring the inserts. Every night I'd leave them in the packaging and go on without them. In LA, she decided if I wasn't going to wear them, she was going to sew them into my stage bra. When I saw the beige inserts ballooning from the cups, I grabbed the bra and found Denise in her makeshift fitting room. "No, no, no," I screamed, waving the bra at her. "No. I told you in Atlanta and Detroit and Cleveland, no." My body was shaking with rage and I was struggling to complete sentences. Denise stared at me, stunned into silence. "You said you could give it a chance later." It's later. I couldn't remember if I had said that or not. My memory has been spotty lately. I blinked back tears, struggling to remember if what she said was true. I decided it wasn't. Alice ran in when she heard the commotion. "What is going on?" she asked when she found us in a standoff. But before Denise could speak, I rattled off an incoherent collection of babbling, choking back tears, and waving the bra around, threatening not to go on. Alice, ever the mediator, told Denise that we could revisit this conversation later. "Nothing can jeopardize this, our grand opening. Will and Jada Smith were in the audience, after all. Donise, embarrassed, tried to protest. I threw the weighted bra at her and returned to my dressing room victorious. In hindsight, it wasn't that big of a deal, but at the time, the argument meant everything. I had to win, and I did. Donise and I haven't spoken since. She entered quietly and hung my clothes up. I ignored her and concentrated on applying my false eyelashes. "Do you know which outfit you're wearing tonight?" she asked my back. "No, anything but the jeans." I don't even look at her as I speak. I hate those tacky stretch jeans. I bought a pair of 7s to replace them. I gave them to your sister before you all left for New Zealand. She was supposed to hem them. "Why didn't you bring them directly to me?" I give her a side eye from the mirror and go back to my eyelashes. I don't know why I was being so rude to her. Our fight happened months ago. I was over it. I just know I needed to hate someone, and hating myself was getting exhausting. Curtain was at 8. Donise exits the dressing room without another word. I glance at the clock on the wall, 7:30. I inhale sharply when my heartbeat increases. I bite my bottom lip and stare as hard as I can at my reflection. My eyelashes are crooked, but I don't care. Nobody can see this shit from the audience anyway. I reach in my makeup bag for my eyeshadow. I pull out mascara, more wedges, powder, eyelash curler, lipstick, lip gloss, more eyelashes, no eyeshadow. I dump the contents of the bag on the table and watch as the items scatter and roll onto the floor. I can feel it starting again. It usually begins in the center of my chest and radiates throughout my body like some horrible superpower. I'm shaking, searching an entire dressing room for eyeshadow. My bottom lip begins to quiver. I bite to stop the tears. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry, I repeat. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I have to find the eyeshadow. It will be the only thing that can keep me together. My hands are unsteady, trembling so much I can barely unzip the bag I came with. The panic hits my head and the room begins to sway towards me. If you don't have it, you can just borrow it from Suhair. The still rational part of my brain is trying to calm down the erratic. I'm trying to reason with myself. This isn't a tragedy. This isn't bad. This is fine. It's okay. I finally get the bag open and find the round container of eyeshadow on top. I don't remember putting it there. I should be relieved, but instead the panic stays. My whole body is racked with anxiety. I stand up and jump up and down, trying to get myself to calm down. I shake my entire body in some misguided dance moves. I pirouette and pray out loud at the same time. I need this to stop. I'm in the middle of another spin when the tears come. There's only one at first, and I brush it away. When another falls, I rush to the mirror. It's 7:45. I hear the assistant stage manager, Darcy, over the loudspeaker. 15 minutes until curtain. 15 minutes. My face is drenched and my body is a ripple of trembles. I have to reapply some of this makeup now. Streaked and running, my hand is unsteady. Where is Donise with my clothes? I have 15 minutes to pull myself together so I can smile and perform on stage and act like I'm normal for an hour before I head back to the comfort of my hotel room. I try to dab at my eyes and an eyelash falls out. I stare at it on the counter and the tears come faster. I can't do this. A few minutes later, there's a knock on the door. Again, I don't say anything. I've crawled underneath the sink, my body in a tight ball, sobbing into my knees. I need to stay here so all of these broken bits can stay together. There's another knock, and then another, and then another. Outside, I hear, "Bassey, you need to get dressed. Curtain is in 10 minutes. I pull my knees in closer and bury my face into my sweatpants. The door opens and Donise walks in. When she sees me under the sink, I see the panic spread across her face. She's frozen and doesn't know what to do. Her face is sympathetic. "Bassey, baby." She starts toward me. I look at her between the heaves, say, "Go, get Alice, please." Donise drops my clothes and rushes out of the room. She's back seconds later, Alice in tow. Alice takes one look and then crawls under the sink with me. I can feel her lift me into her lap. She holds me against her, smoothing my hair as I flood over. "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I got you now, it's okay," she says over and over. I close my eyes and cling to her.